Hello, hello, hello. My name is Sam, otherwise known as Function, back again. More Supreme Commander forever, Force Alliance forever, even. Ladder casting. Today we're on Rigor 6 Highlands, one of my favourite maps. I say that a lot, but this map, I think it's a really nice, really simple map, quite a lot of mass points. It's a really, really good map for a 1v1. It was one of the maps in the pool when I first started playing Subcom. It's a little bit nostalgic, I guess, for this map. Been missing it for a while. New ladder pool, of course, over the weekend. Dropped yesterday, I think, actually. Sunday morning, I guess, or Monday morning. But yeah, anyway, let's meet the players. Blackheart in the blue playing UEF, and Thomas Hyatt in the red playing Aeon. Thomas Hyatt made the switch from Cybran to Aeon over the course of the last ladder pool. I haven't seen him play anything other than Aeon in quite some time in ladder. A lot of the maps at the minute do favour the floating ability that the Aeons and Seraphim have. You see the UEF have to respect these corridors. They're not massively restrictive, but the Aeon can get up this ramp with their tanks. I haven't seen any games recently on this map, so I'm not sure what the build orders usually look like, but it looks like we've got a pretty different pair of build orders here. We've got Blackheart moving his comm out to the middle of the map very quickly. We've got almost 600 mass in the middle there. So Blackheart wanting to secure that for himself early on. Thomas just keeping his ACU in the base, using that extra build power for his build order. He's going third land. He's got 2 engineers assisting him there. He's got third air factory. No air factories, just 7 land factories queued up here for Blackheart. We did see we've got a mech marine up here with a snoop. Potentially gonna look for an engineer kill, but we've got an Aurora out now with a spirit, so got a couple of Auroras in fact. I'm gonna follow these engineers across the water. This mech marine may be able to get this kill actually. See if Blackheart notices. There we go, there comes the micro order. Aurora not nearby enough. So this engineer will go down. So that's a successful mech marine. As you can see, no more engineers coming down this way at the minute. Some mass down here. Although I suppose... yeah, so definitely denied 1 mechs there. Actually, potentially denied some reclaim here, but not sure that engineer was going to get a whole lot done. Still useful though. Blackheart already in the middle. He is sucking up those wrecks. I wonder what these wrecks are. Looks like UEF to me. Riptides, I think. There's a Riptide Rex. Thomas Hyatt trying his best to get into the middle, get some of that reclaim for himself, but it is all gone. He's a little bit late to the party. Let's take a look at the factories. We've got 4.5 factories down here for Blackheart. We've got almost 6 for Thomas. It's about 5 factories to 6 then, we'll say. So that extra build power coming in handy for Thomas in that regard. Commander's just going to come to blows a little bit. Here we have Commander with a slight HP lead, but other than that, these Commanders pretty even. Looks like Snoop got killed there. I assume the mech marine was killed somewhere. That's the engineer. Can't see it. Blackheart is getting chased by Thomas very slowly. Not really in any danger at the minute. We've got a transport out for Thomas Hyatt very early on. That's presumably going up here to this triple expansion. On the plateau there are 2 plasma cannons there and a radar, and that's static T1 anti-air is there also. So these units will get dropped off here. Looks like 1 engineer going here, and then the rest will get dropped off here, I would imagine. Perhaps 1. I imagine he's going to drop them all off here. Blackheart has got an air factory now. It's got an interceptor out. I don't see any other air units, so that air factory was completed very recently. Doesn't look like he's queued up any very early dropships. I was mistaken, just the 1 engineer being dropped here. Just gonna have to wait for that further to do its work, and then the other engineers getting dropped over to this main expansion down the right flank there. Just a lone engineer up here trying to do its work. It's going for all 4 mexes first before it even starts the PD. These Aurora will get over there in time before that PD goes up. No doubt. Blackheart just having to sit in the pool on the other side of the map. The pool is quite shallow, but it is just about deep enough to hide an ACU. Quite a lot of spam coming out from Blackheart. Let's check these numbers. We've got 38. Very nice eco balance there. And Thomas Hyatt is stalling mass quite heavily, but he's got 36. So pretty even in terms of tank numbers. We've got small raiding party, 4 strikers back here. Losing a battle with the geometry there. A couple of shots are landing. That engineer finally goes down. Not sure what else these guys are going to be able to do. Potentially get this engineer, get a couple engineer kills. No, they're just going to back off. Not happy with what they can see. Meanwhile, down here, like I said, this engineer really didn't get a whole lot done before it went down, and now Aurora taking out this mechs. Strikers, of course, can't go over this pond. This is one of the main reasons that Aeon have such a big advantage on this map. This pond here prevents the strikers from coming straight up. They have to go all the way around. Meanwhile, the Aurora can harass all they like. This land factory has gone up to try and counteract that, but don't imagine it'll be enough for the minute. Don't see any furthers in this mix. Got a couple furthers coming up in the back there, so this PD actually getting outranged, maybe. Ooh. That doesn't seem right. No, the PD has range on the Aurora. That makes much more sense. Oh, but it doesn't have radar. That's why. Lots of engineers going a very dangerous route. Not sure how many of those engineers will survive. Up here, strikers providing mostly moral support to Blackheart. Can they actually get down this hill? They can. Okay, fair enough. This looks a little bit interesting. The commander's coming to blows once again. Slight HP advantage now for Thomas. Unit advantage, hard to say. In the thick of it, it looks like Blackheart has more units. He's going... trying to block Thomas's ACU from getting into the water, but Thomas, of course, with more land factories nearby, so he presumably will win the war of attrition here. It's the yellow, 6,500, 8,500 for Blackheart. Of course, either player can just dip into the water now when they like. Blackheart not able to block him completely. These units went around the top here. Now this looks fairly dangerous. Blackheart still has not claimed this plateau. Meanwhile, 3 mexes have gone up for free. We've got a land factory going up as well. That's interesting. On the plateau there. Speed upgrade starting on Thomas Hyatt. He knows that commander versus commander warfare is going to be a staple of this match. So just going to make sure that he has a lead. Quite a lot of mass here. See, 3,500 mass on the screen there. Blackheart with a massive 5-kill overcharge, very nice. He's losing health quite rapidly though, down to about 5,000, 4,500 hit points there. 3,500. He's got a party over here, making a little bit of a distraction effort, but it looks like Thomas is going to be able to, certainly when he gets this gun upgrade completed, I imagine Thomas will be able to secure this reclaim. No engineers, the ACU is backed off. This raiding party just getting work done. Max goes down there. Looks like this raiding party for Thomas, I imagine that was the same one that went all the way around here like this. They got a max kill, presumably got a couple engineer kills. Is that a... not sure what that is. Transport maybe. Yeah, transport. Speed upgrade done for Thomas. He's gonna start using his comm aggressively once again. Gonna secure all of this mass. Can probably just suck most of it up with his ACU. This raiding party doing basically a full counterclockwise loop there. Kills the engineers and the mexes that set up here for Blackheart. Map control at the minute looks fairly even. Kind of split down the middle, but it's kind of a question of who can hang on to these 8 mexes, 9 mexes I suppose. This is a pretty big prize here. Given this diagonal split on the map control, Thomas has this of course. By rights really Blackheart should have certainly this expansion, but it did go down very recently. So I think Thomas is actually very close in econ. If Thomas can prevent Blackheart from getting all of this mass, getting all these mexes for the foreseeable future, that will be a big win for him. Raiding party coming in here. He did get 1 mex there. Potentially going to try and get some power kills. Range upgrade now going on to Thomas's commander. Aeon of course have to get 2 upgrades for the gun to mirror the other factions. A lot of strikers there for Blackheart, so he is now going to take control of this mass field. Is he not doing anything with his commander just at the minute? He's just about mass stalling, so it would be good to see that commander sucking up some wrecks. There we go. He's gonna move him over and eventually gonna start reclaiming wrecks automatically. There we go. Take a look at the reclaim figures. Definitely a lead for Blackheart. 1,000, 1,200 in the lead there. That's only going to go up now that he's got this mass field somewhat under control. Thomas looking like he's trying to surround. He's got Aurora in the water. He's got his commander with the double upgrade now. Very scary. No such upgrade for Blackheart, but he has sucked up quite a lot of mass here. Sucked up maybe 1,000 mass, something like that. Maybe a little bit more, not sure. Hard to tell. Got a few engineers being brought up. In fact, they've come out of this forward factory. I imagine this factory has done nothing but produce engineers so far. Nice to see that. Trying to get control over this this mass field in that manner. Nice overcharge there, gets to Aurora. Blackheart just fending off these paper thin Aurora. They do have a serious HP disadvantage. But now Thomas stepping out of the water. Gonna have to dip straight back in. It looks like even with that double upgrade he's not willing to face all of these strikers. Strikers taking 3 full shots from that fully upgraded commander. Still Thomas doesn't think he's going to be able to win. Steady stream, mostly Lobos coming out for Blackheart, coming up the center here. I'm not sure why he's chosen to do that. significant enough number of Aurora will be able to kill all of the Lobos with decent micro, and Aurora are the easiest T1 tank to micro. And strafe from side to side, dodge those Lobo shots fairly easily. Actually just backing off in the face of all these Lobos. We've got more tanks coming out now. Maybe some tanks, not that many. We've got Lobos down here. It's facing off against some fervors. The Lobos trying to get a little bit of work done, but not really going to be able to do anything. Just going to have to back off. This engineer is going to survive for now, but this is much more important, this battle up here. This mass field got largely reclaimed by Blackheart, so well done. But now Blackheart just having to retreat in the face of this double upgraded comm. No veterancy. Blackheart has 1 veterancy in comparison. Bomber out now. Not a whole lot of air at all. I don't see a single air unit. Finally he's got units up here taking the plateau back there. A lot of air units for Thomas. Potentially not going for T2 air just yet. He is spamming out lots more T1 air factories. 2 built so far, 2 more on the cards, on the way. Take a quick look at income. Very even. Mass totals very even. 2,000 in the lead for Blackheart. 3,000. It's about 10% lead. Not quite as even, I suppose, as I would have thought. But interceptors sleeping on the job. A lot of them are going to go down. If these Lobo shots land, that's a lot of those interceptors. So Thomas Hyatt just went from total domination of the sky to 5 very injured interceptors. I did see a transport. There it is. This is presumably the same transport that dropped engineers here. I'm guessing it's this transport. It's going to drop onto this island up here. Maybe quite a good drop point actually. We'll be out of range of that turret. There's no anti-air for Thomas, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. We've got some Aurora trying to do what they can, but overwhelming Lobos and Strikers coming out for Blackheart now. Take a quick look at the numbers. I know there's a better way to do this, but we've got 64 tanks and 120 Lobos for Blackheart. In comparison, 81 Aurora, a couple fervors. So very significant spam advantage for Blackheart. Doing what he can to use it. Looks like the map control is going in his favor. He's taken pretty significant control over this central part of the map. A lot of mass on the middle here. I'm seeing about 7,000 mass there. So whoever gets the lion's share of that prize will be very happy. Thomas is building back up his air fleet, so these 3 bombers here going to be hard pressed to do a whole lot of anything in my opinion. Just a few, just flares was all it took to take out those Lobos. They did get the, what do you call it, the PD, but didn't get much else. Got a drop, just going to drop onto the Hydro from now. I'm going to drop all of them there, so maybe going to try and get some factories, but we've got a big fight brewing. Still a ton of Lobos. As we saw, Blackheart's building about twice as many T1 artillery as he is tanks, which is an interesting choice. I suppose with this many Aurora, they will get pretty much one-shot by those Lobos if they'll take a center shot. And now PD has gone up very far forward. It's got 11 kills, 13 kills. It's got 14 kills. It did get a veterancy, just keeping alive for that last kill there. Not a bad PD. Not the best either. A lot of T1 units here. A lot of Lobos just doing a whole lot of nothing really. They've, well, I suppose they've trying to move forward and secure this mass field, but they really need to get up here, prevent Thomas from sucking up all this mass. There's 7 engineers there and the ACU. They will get a lot of mass if left alone, but finally these units are coming over. They will kill those engineers. These Aurora were pushing down the left flank, but they are going to have to get pulled back as this T1 spam is pushing in from Blackheart. T2 started on the commander there. Check for T2 land. I don't see any. T2 land has been completed there for Thomas. He's building an engineer by the looks of it. Oh, excuse me, that's an asylum. Don't see any other T2 units just yet. The asylum is a nice pickup here. Nice choice in my opinion. The Aeon T1 units really lacking in the HP department, and there's what, 3,500 hit points on that asylum shield, so that will be very useful. Little T1 bombers making a pass despite Thomas having the advantage in the air. They get a couple kills. Believe any T1 bomber in the game can one-shot large groups of Aurora because of their very low HP. Engineer going down there for Blackheart. Both players doing their best to try and suck up some of this mass. If this rally point here gets moved a little bit further forwards, a lot of this mass could actually get stolen almost, although those Lobos might have something else to say about it. T2 finally done there for Blackheart. Engineers just ticking up the hit points there, and finally the commander going to move. I would imagine we're going to see some T2 PD come out. Still almost exclusively Lobos. Well, 2 Lobos for every tank, for every striker, I believe, in that mix. This expansion did get taken out, so Blackheart done very well there to do that. He's got a couple engineers sucking up all the mass, building up all the mexes. Gonna try and build on top of that mex. Looks like both the plateaus are just very static at the minute. And again, there's a lot of units here from Blackheart. I'm not really sure what he's planning. Over 100 Lobos, almost 50 strikers there in that mix, and that was just here. I didn't even count all the surrounding units. Do we have any Oblivions or any Blazes coming out? Doesn't look like it. Just those Asylum for Thomas. He is building. Excuse me, Obsidians was what I meant before. The Oblivion is this turret that he's building now. Oblivion turret does, I think, 600 hit points and an AoE damage effect, so they will be able to get a lot of damage down onto these strikers. If they can actually hit anything, of course. There we go, Lobo's going down. Commander doing what he can as well. 2 veterancy levels now on that commander. Just the one still for Blackheart. He is building those triads. Triads also with AoE damage, and the squishy Aurora will go down, I think, to 1 shot also from the UEF T2PD. Asylum goes down, another Asylum about to fall there. Those T2 units, I like the thought, but perhaps the execution is lacking a little bit. Nice Oblivion shots coming in. This Oblivion turret just about able to reach this. And 4 units go down there to 1 PD shot. Nice and efficient. A lot of mass building up here. Again, Blackheart looking like he's winning the PD race. 2 Oblivion turrets. Well, 1 Oblivion turret, 1 more on the cards. Got an Asylum here, but got a lot of triads, and they are gonna. There we go. Engineers go down to that AoE damage. A lot of Lobos looking like they're doing some damage to this Oblivion turret, but mostly just getting stuck on each other. Looks like, there we go, Blackheart's just changed his movement command over this side so he can unbunch all of those Lobos. Really don't want those to trickle in one at a time into this base. They will do a whole lot of nothing. And pretty classic, 2 engineers reclaiming, 1 engineer building, and this factory just staying on 0 hit points. So that's pretty useful, I would say. Pretty good use of their time. That is mismanagement. That's what that is. See a couple blazers out now. 3 blazers that I can see. Recently buffed those blazers. Much cheaper than they were before, and I think they got a DPS upgrade. So they will be able to do a lot of work into these Lobos, but not enough because there are just a ton of Lobos. 160. A couple going around the back here. Taking out a mechs there. They get up. No, they must have got dropped. That was a UAF transport. Dropped those guys in. And Thomas Hyatt looking in some serious trouble. He's getting completely surrounded by these Lobos. He's doing his best to dodge those shots, but some of them are hitting. Now we've got Triad shots hitting as well. This PD creep being very useful. Just getting out of range of that Triad now. 3 veterancy levels on that commander now. And desperately trying to get up T1 PD, but I think Thomas is very much in his death throes here. Lobos swamping this base. Just a steady stream. I expect we're going to see a GG very soon. There it is. Thomas Hyatt will capitulate. Just cannot compete with the just disgusting Lobo spam coming out from Blackheart. T2 Tech came in perhaps a little bit too late for Thomas. He wasn't really able to use it as well as he would have liked. Blackheart maintaining control of all the relevant mass fields. All of the these expansions eventually went to his side. And Thomas not able to keep up. Honourable death here. Not going to control K, just going to allow his opponent to get the final shot. If these Lobos ever decide to do so, there we go. Nuclear death for the Aeon player there. Very pretty explosion. Much prettier than the UEF explosion in my opinion, but there we have it. Very nice game. A little bit back and forth. These side expansions. Very much back and forth. Both players wrestling for control of the mass fields of the expansions, but Blackheart taking control in the end. There we have it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.